Hi, my name's Cordy, and it looks like you've got a leaking radiator, mate, to be honest. So you need to get that looked at, obviously. In today's video, I just wanted to show you some ideas that I was asked about. I was asked, am I able to put together a rotary patch on the HX Stomp that you can change the speed of? And I'm going to do a couple of other bits and pieces, but that's one of the main things that I want to do, and some ideas for how you might want to route that or change how you can change the speed of the rotary. So I've got this tone. I'm just going to assign the clon to this pedal. Okay, now I'm going to try and do it so you can actually see the screen. So we want a rotary, so that is in modulation. I'm going to use a stereo because it's more effective, certainly if you're going into monitors like mine. So I'm going to use the 145 rotary. There's obviously a vibe rotary and 122 as well. I checked out 122, it seemed a little bit darker. Now you see, this is just the rotary on. I think in the rotary speaker, I think comes from like the keyboard world. Is it based on a Leslie speaker potentially? I don't know. But I think there's a setting where you can go from fast to slow on the real thing. Like I've got a Nord keyboard where I can do that. And here you see your first parameter is fast or slow, which you can change. Nice ramping effect. So my first idea was, you could put this, so if you hold in this button, you can change parameters. So you've got like all of the parameters on this side. So speed is the one we want, and controller you could set to foot switch 1. So this was the first way that I thought you might want to do this. So let's check out how that works. So that, I guess, would be the first way that I might use it, depending on whether you're wanting to use snapshots or whatever. If you're using snapshots, maybe you'd assign the parameters slightly differently, but I'm thinking that you might want to have the rotary separate to like your drives and stuff. And if you want to switch the speed, that might be the better way to do it. The other thing you could do is maybe engage an expression pedal. So I'm going to plug in my expression pedal. And this parameter will set to be controlled by EXP2, and with the heel min value being slow and the toe value being fast. So if I was going to do that, I think I'd make foot switch 1 on or off. So this switch as a bypass or to turn on the rotary on or off. So you could do that just by highlighting the effect and then yeah. The other thing you could do is to use, as I said, snapshot mode. So if we go into snapshot mode here, you could have, so we'll have snapshot off, the rotary off for snapshot 1. So we just press bypass. Snapshot 2, put it on, but it's slow. And then snapshot 3, you could change it to fast. And then effectively you've got it being switched on, off or fast by the snapshots. Obviously you could change all the other parameters with that as well. Those are just some of the ways that I'd probably consider using the rotary if you're going for like that Schofield bluesy thing maybe. I wanted to show you this other thing that I found, which is the double take setting. So if you go into modulations, basically, just beneath the rotary, this is how I discovered this, you've got this setting called double take. If you turn the slop up, you basically get more takes. This is a kind of cool tone for thickening stuff up a bit. So it's the same kind of idea as a TC electronic ditto, or maybe like a there's a Keeley version of that pedal, isn't there? But the difference is, I think, because the way the HX Stomp actually works, you're going into a lot of the time stereo speakers, so it makes a bit more sense. So that's all I wanted to show you just quickly. That is how I would route the rotary. I'll drop these presets into my folder. Specifically, I think they might be useful for one person, but it might be interesting for you to see how I've done that if you haven't been able to see on the screen. And now I'll just drop in some kind of playing and stuff and experimenting. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be useful. Also, maybe you got something useful out of this. You could use the Buy Me a Coffee link, but only use that if you can afford to and if you really wanted to. But yeah, have a good day.